Alright, so we're on the play here. Sorry about this, guys. We're having a heck of a time tonight trying to get a match recorded for you. In the two-man queues, this is now my fourth attempt at trying to get something down. I've had videos that didn't take, all kinds of things. So, two colorless lands here in a plains, lots of blue spells in hand. We're going to mulligan this. I think we can do a little better. This is not great, but I feel like it might look, in the blind, it might look a bit better than any 5-card hand might, and we also get a scry, so we're going to keep this, keeping any land, so get things started here. In some of the matches that I attempted to record earlier tonight that were lost, the Ancestral Vision has been performing very well, so, whoa now. Okay. Shaper's Sanctuary. So I don't know if this is some kind of Stompy deck, might be a mono green infect, whatever it is. I'm willing to bet that it's going to require us to maybe think outside the box a little bit, because this is not a card that sees mainstream modern play. But let's see what our opponent is up to. This could be like a Strangleroot Geist. Okay, so this is going to be just a mono green Stompy type deck. So we can expect pump spells, we can expect small nimble creatures, things of that nature. So, now is this the guy that grows? Okay, so if he attacks with this, and only that, I might flash in the Snapcaster as an Ambush Viper. But we'll see what they do. If they tap out, for like a Leatherback, Baloth, or I guess maybe they probably now play Steel Leaf Champion, which seems like a straight upgrade. Ugh, Strangleroot Geist. Okay, I hate that card. So this does have Trample, unfortunately. So I guess the prudent thing to do here is to take 5, I guess. I don't like it, but so we need a white source to get our stuff online here, and we are indeed going to become Stompified this game. This deck is very well suited to beating up on our style of deck. And if they have two aspect of Hydra here, they might just kill us, or at least come darn close. They might be able to just kill us here. Okay, kicked vines. So, if this is anything other than a Terminus, we'll have to Ghost Quarter our own land just to get it. Yeah. Gotta put field into the graveyard. So go ahead and cast this. We draw kind of a whole lot of nothing here. I'm almost considering not even showing them the white in our deck, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to play out the plains, and we are going to use our 2 opts to try and Terminus on their turn. I think that's our only way out of this mess. So we have 4 looks at a Terminus. See if we can get there. This deck is actually the deck that my roommate started playing when he first got into Magic, and I of course always played these control style decks, and I hated this deck. This is not a deck that I enjoy playing against. So we're going to go ahead and do this in response here, just to give us a couple options. So that is a path, but that's not good enough. Okay. So that will be enough to kill us. Yeah, I erroneously also thought that, of course, you draw a card off of this, so yeah, so that we did not actually have that many looks at a Terminus. So we'll bring in Timely, Baneslayer, Lyra, the Dispels, and get rid of the Crucible. It's just far too slow, and I think we're going to get rid of Ancestral Vision. Spell Snare, yeah, they have a decent amount of 2-drops. Search just might be too slow. I'm not in love with Clique. We're going to cut the Clique. We're going to be looking to land an Angel and ride that to victory. Yeah, I think the search is just too slow. And we're going to get rid of a Teferi. Nodes could be good. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we will play first. Path and Jace. Lots of lands. Certainly not a strong hand. And if we flood out, we're probably dead. But we'll go ahead and give it a shot. I'm going to lead on the plains. It'll signal that we have the path to Exile, but whatever. Okay, so our opponent mulligan down to 4. So any creature that they play here, including that one, is just going to get pathed immediately before they can start protecting it with their little spells. So no, we won't reveal that Terminus, but we will get this into play. Maybe there's an argument for holding that for a Strangleroot Geist. Okay, Militant, alright. Play out the Colonnade. So, yep, plan is to get 4 mana, brainstorm the Jace, set up the Terminus, and hopefully that will be enough to seal the deal. Even if the Jace goes down, I think that's fine. Okay. Maybe I do actually want to protect the Jace, actually, now that I'm looking at this. We're at a very healthy life total, so I think I will try and get them to commit a little more to the board. And on their end step, okay, yep, there's the Geist. So we'll take a little bit of a hit here, but on their end step, we will... Well, I'm going to set up the Terminus anyway. Oh, perfect, okay. So we'll play the Jace, brainstorm, put this Terminus back on top. Another Terminus. So Terminus, Terminus. Play this. And then next turn, we will sweep these dudes up. Okay, can't stop that. And now we can conserve this path to exile. So we'll use a little bit of our life as a resource here. And again, if they want to clear the Jace, they'll have to divert some of their guys there. The mulligan certainly worked in our favor. But this card is such a pain in the neck. Okay, so they're attacking us. They're not even acknowledging the existence of the Jace. That seems a little silly, but we'll take our 2-for-1 here and just keep rolling here. So we'll go ahead and draw some cards. Spell Colonnade. Alright, so we'll play the Colonnade. So we'll put back Field of Ruin, Terminus, play Colonnade, pass the turn, keep up Mana Leak, keep up Dispel, and Path. So this thing's a little annoying, but we're just going to keep juggling this Terminus on top. Field of Ruin, put back Terminus, and now we also have the option to Terminus on their turn, if that's something that we want to do, like if they play a Strangleroot Geist or something like that. And we did take all the Teferi out of our deck, so that's not an option for us at this point, but that's okay. So we'll just keep drawing cards, make our land drops. So we'll go Terminus, Terminus, play out the field. Good timely here, but I think we'll wait for them to play a creature and get some tokens on the board. We might start going up with the Jace as well. I guess we do need to win the game eventually. So go ahead, draw some more cards. Perfect. Terminus, play the field, and we'll end up just discarding something. We could play this right now, and we can always snap it back later once they get a creature. Sure. I like that. That'll give us a bit of a buffer. And I think what we'll actually do is we'll start winding up this Colonnade. I mean, we have triple path. We have double Terminus floating. They're not going to get anything through. Let's see if we can get them to use a Rancor or commit another threat or something, and then we will opt into our Terminus. So where are they going here? Okay, so they are attacking our Jace. Go to blocks, see if they want to use a pump spell. You know you do. There we go. Put that on top. Look at that. It's a miracle. A Christmas miracle. Put that guy on the bottom. Go down to one card in hand. Okay. Sounds good to me. Nope. Okay. Brainstorm with Jace. back Path and Terminus. Play a Colonnade. Fire up Colonnade here. This Mana Leak's actually probably pretty dead. But our opponent is just kind of out of the game here. Okay. I guess we could have Cryptic that, but do we want to let them draw a card? Let's see if we can get something out of their hand here. Maybe we're supposed to just let that go and get him with the Terminus that Jace has stacked here. So he's got the Vines. We'll dispel that. Okay. We will not reveal the Terminus. We will, however, brainstorm. Right. So we'll put back Path to Exile. Put back Terminus. Play a Colonnade, and instead of attacking with Colonnade here, we're just going to do this. And this should cinch it. Maybe there's merit in not showing this to our opponent, but this one is going to get Spell Snare. And now I believe this game is very over. They have 4 mana up, so we will counter target spell, draw a card. Alright. On to the last game. Feels good to do some stomping of my own there. Guess we will see what we can do here in the last match. And the reason I keep all the Jaces in here, I guess, is because they help set up our Terminus. So that's something that we, of course, always want access to. So, alright. I do wonder at how many of those Shaper's Sanctuaries they play, just out of curiosity. Unfortunately, this hand is terrible, and we must mulligan. This hand's a bit better. Hold on to this one. And, we will put that on top, I guess. Okay. We're going to use this just to keep them off threats. Slow them down a little bit. Ooh, no turn to play. Awesome. I like it. Alright, let's get down the Colonnade here. So I have not seen a 3-drop out of our opponent. And again, I know that back when my old roommate used to play this deck, it ran Leatherback Baloth, but I know that I think Steel Leaf Champion is probably just better. I will resist the urge to Path to Exile here, just to see, okay, there we go, yep, that's what we want to do. We will love to cast this Terminus. Is our opponent typing? Are they thinking? they're no longer at their keyboard. Yes. Cast it. Okay. Terminus. Doing its work there. Avatar. Okay. I think I'm going to go for the path on this one on the end step. At the very least, it'll force him to use a spell to protect it if he has one. Okay. That's fine. Just continue to make land drops, and if our opponent tries to do anything super crazy, we will opt and see if there's another Terminus in the top section of our deck here. Terminus. Yeah. Yep. Okay. 2 cards left in hand for our opponent, and I do believe we will cycle the opt here on their end step. We want to find. Okay, so they do play Steel Leaf Champion. I will actually cycle this now. What does this card do? Can't be blocked. Power 2 or less. I'm okay with the Jace. And Fountain. So now the question is, do I want to brainstorm or do I want to unsummon? I think we're going to brainstorm. Okay. We've not played a land yet this turn. So we're going to put back Colonnade, and put back Terminus. We'll play an island, and we'll pass the turn. So, again, I'm okay trading Jace for the Steel Leaf Champion here, in the form of the Terminus, because this is also like a gain 5. So, I am more than okay with that. Opponent has nothing to play. We'll reveal this Terminus. And that's 3 out of our deck. So, we will just start jamming with this Colonnade here very shortly. And by very shortly, I mean right now. Okay. I suppose it's possible. Brings us to, okay, 2 mana to activate. So we're going to spend 2 to activate it. We might be able to get a pump spell with this. Okay, that guy. Do we make him tap out here, or do we keep up the mana leak? I think we're going to keep up the mana leak. Okay. 1 Terminus, 1 Supreme Verdict left in the deck. Maybe I was supposed to leak that? I don't know. Okay, so if they go for a pump spell on this guy to block, it does have reach. Truth be told, I did not actually notice that. So if they go for a pump spell on that, then we were going to respond with Mana Leak, of course, but since they did not... So he's got some open mana, he's got some things he could do here. Angel would be a really nice draw. Aspect of Hydra. That one we're not going to let resolve. It's possible, again, it's possible I should have been holding back these Colonnades. Because if we brick a land here, we're going to be in trouble. Okay, we did not brick a land. Maybe if our opponent's going real deep here, and they play... what's the card called? Just makes a beast. Destroy your thing, make a beast. Beast within. I mean, if that's a card they're playing, we could be in trouble. But we're definitely blocking anything here to gain 5. I'm just trying to think what would be the upside to either of these. It's blocking either of these. So if he does something to this one, Devotion to Green is only 2. This has Trample, right? It does have Trample. Okay, so we're just going to have to use this as a gain 5, unfortunately. And I really wish we had a Dispel for this, but... Okay, so he's got the Aspect of Hydra. So it's a 5/5. So he's going to have to burn 2 pump spells on this. Okay. So we're going to stay at 8. Our opponent is out of cards. Another Colonnade. Okay. So we will start using our Colonnades to soak up some damage here. We could still... We're not in a good spot. We're not in a good spot. We definitely have to block. And I'm sure that he has... something that he can do in his bag of misery here. Reach and Trample. +3/+3. Alright, well, we're gonna put this on here. He's gonna do his thing. I don't think he has a pump spell that can kill us from this position. Even a Kicked Vines. It'll put us to 1, of course. Blossoming Defense. Okay. So we trade. I take 4. So our opponent is fighting the good fight. A Field of Ruin would be great. Thank you. Oh, baby. Okay. That wasn't what I meant to do. Sorry about that. Yep. Another creature enters the battlefield or dies. Okay, so we're going to do this now. Still have 2 Timely Reinforcements in the deck. Bottom that. The Negate. Okay. So I'm at 4. can draw a Strangleroot, guys. I guess they could draw like a Groundbreaker, but if they draw a Groundbreaker, I'm dead anyway. But we're just gonna hang back here. They want to run their Pelt Collector. Okay. Alright. Now we're talking. We have the Negate for whatever their pump spell of choice might be. So there's no way they're attacking. Unless I think they're going to get me. Okay, yep, and that'll do it. So, alright, so, there we go. That kind of illustrates a little bit the concept of when you're sideboarding, it's important to not just think like, oh, these cards are good or bad in a matchup, but we had a plan. Our plan was stick an Angel and use those to win the game. And fortunately, we were able to get there. It also helped that we hit, what, 3 Termini in the top 12 cards of our deck. I mean, we were definitely on the winning side of that, the half of your deck problem coin flip or whatever that can occur sometimes in Modern, especially when playing these control style decks. So there we go. We got lucky again. Feels nice to beat up a little bit on the old Mono G Stompy, a deck that holds a special place in my heart as being particularly reviled and frustrating and everything else that goes along with it. But I guess when you're in a monocolor deck like this, there's only so much dimension and so much depth your deck can have in terms of how you can interact with your opponent. And that game ended on what? Yeah, turn 15. So at that point, I mean, our cards are just much more powerful at this stage in the game than their cards are, and that's why I like playing control. Let's take a quick look at the deck here, just for fun, in case you haven't seen the deck tech video I did with this one in the first video I posted featuring the Luis Salvatto Miracles deck versus Jeskai Mentor. So again, you kind of saw the sideboard there as we were in there, but here's the full deck. 25 lands, kind of has this smattering of one-ofs between Ancestral Vision, Oust, Spell Snare, Mana Leak, Negate in the main deck. Love the Crucible, and the Timely Reinforcements as well. They're just super nice cards to have. Again, it's an obvious thing to say, but again, any card you have in your deck that is still in your deck, you have a non-0% chance to draw it in any given matchup at any given point in the game. So if you have a couple of these, not necessarily bullet cards, but these utility cards or whatever, you know, that can really help out in a clutch position. I mean, it feels great to open a hand and keep it, you know, and oh, I'm on burn. And then suddenly you peel Timely off the top, and you're like, oh yes, this is great. You know, suddenly I feel like I have a chance in the matchup at least. So, well, thanks a lot for watching. We're gonna probably keep rolling on this Mr. Salvatto's Miracle deck here. This will probably be the one that I run through the first ever league. I've gotten to feel pretty comfortable with the deck. There are some unique sequencing considerations when it comes to this, especially when you're trying to time your opts and your Jace brainstorms and things like that. Sometimes the order in which you do things can really bite you if you're not careful with this build, especially over like the normal non-miracle versions of the blue-white control. But of course, sequencing is important for all decks in Magic, but there's just some special considerations with this that don't exist, or that are different considerations than exist in other builds of blue-white control. So, hope you enjoyed that. Match there. Hope you found the commentary helpful and engaging. And again, I'm always open to suggestions that you might have as to how I can improve the content here on the channel. Yeah, that'll be it for tonight. So thanks again for watching, and take care.